Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Captain, giving them all, just like $1,000,000, diamond things in his cups. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, they're listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Today, I want to just share something with you along your way to wherever it is you're trying to get to. You know, everybody has a different definition for success. And I'm not here to tell you what yours should be. I mean, please pursue whatever you think success is. Aim as high as you can, though. That's for sure. My father used to say all the time, I'm sure you all have heard it in different variations, but he used to always say, aim for the moon. Just in case you miss, you'll still be amongst the stars. He'd say that to me all the time. So that always was in me to aim high. Now, he wasn't saying aim with the intent to miss. He was just saying aim. In case you miss, you'll still be amongst the stars. If you aim for the moon. But if you just aim for that first floor window and you miss it, you know, you usually run into some type of wall and nothing happens. You slither down. But a lot of times I think along the way, folks, you know, we just don't understand what all it takes. And so we give up along the way. But there's a couple of things I want you to prepare yourself for. You know, in my book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, I told people that men love three ways. They profess, they provide, they protect. And that's the core essence of a man's love. Well, there's some other P's in life, too. And the number one thing you have to understand about trying to be successful, and I guess I call this the 4 P's. I may come up with 5 along the way. I don't know. I'm just talking as it's given to me. So I'm gonna start by saying that these are the 4 P's of success that you have to get ready for. Number 1 is pressure. Pure pressure. Being successful is just pressure. A lot of it is applied by the circumstance of what you're trying to go for and what you're trying to do. But a lot of it also is self-imposed pressure. It's what you put on yourself to make it. It's a sense of urgency. It's a sense of necessity. But pressure is the first thing I want you to be ready for. And pressure comes in a lot of different forms. but it's going to be pressure. There's an old saying that pressure busts a pipe. See, that's why most people turn around, because of the pressure of trying to be successful. I want you to get it in your mind that it is going to be a pressurized situation on your rise to the top. Pressure-wise. It's going to be pressure. It's going to be difficult to do. It's going to be moments when it seems like it's real heavy. It's going to be moments, man, when it feels like you're going to burst. Us all comes from pressure. Pressure busts a pipe. Pressure. But understand that that is what it is not going to change. That's it. Prepare yourself. Get ready for there to be pressure. The second thing I want you to understand is when you receive this pressure, you have to persist. You got to stay at it. You got to develop a doggedness. There's a song out that says, why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. That's a funny line in that song, because really I was thinking about it one day. I was humming it, and it occurred to me. Said, why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. And, now you could take it in the literal sense that cat chases the dog because it's in his spirit that cats and dogs are a lot of times enemies. Now, people have pets and have proven that if you show love on both sides, they can exist, and that happens too. But naturally, innately, when your cat goes by a dog and your dog don't recognize them, there's some barking going on. I'm talking about just walking through the neighborhood or something. So, but the reason that this dog is so persistent towards this cat is just because it's in him. It's innately in him. And what I'm saying to you, just using that as an analogy, is that you got to be persistent, in that you got to develop some dog in you now, because pressure takes some fighting back. See, if you don't fight back against pressure, pressure busts a pipe. So what you think it'll do to you? Pressure crack walls. Pressure causes explosions. So if you don't fight back to hold it in, you understand? Pressure does most people in. This simple thing called pressure. The weight of what it feels like to want to be successful every single day, over and over and over and over and over. It's just too much pressure. People crack. You got to persist. You have to persist. The thought of giving up can come, but you got to get it out. You got to persist. The next thing I want you to think about is another something that I've been thinking about for years and learned for years. It's called perseverance. See, to persist means to insist. The key word in insist and persist is insist. You must insist that this is going to happen. Now, the persist, I'm assuming, means it's a proaction. It's some type of proaction that you go towards it to make it, persist. You got to be persistent. You got to be constantly at it. You're insisting that it happens. You got to be constantly at it. But the next thing I want you to remember is perseverance. Perseverance is important. Perseverance means that when you've done your best, when you've persisted, when you're fighting back against the pressure, perseverance simply means I'm gonna hang in here now. I'm going to hang in here. If a crack come in the pipe, I'm gonna hang in there. If the pipe bust, I'm gonna keep going. If I gotta put duct tape, silly glue, Bondo, mud, whatever I got to put on this thing, man, I'm going to use perseverance. I'm going to stay with it no matter what. So we looking at the three things again. You got to understand that it's going to be pressure, that you're going to have to persist. Keyword in persist is insist. You have to insist that no matter what the pressure is, I'm going to stay with it. But then perseverance, if it goes wrong, man, you got to get in there and keep fighting. But then, Lord have mercy, nothing helps you handle the 3 P's better than the 4th P. You got to pray. You got to use prayer. You got to talk to God. You got to use faith. You got to have some conferences with him late at night, early in the morning, in the middle of the afternoon, when you're on the train, when you're driving. You got to talk to God, man. You got to get yourself some help along the way. Nothing is bigger than prayer. There is nothing bigger than prayer. Prayer will help you overcome the pressure. Prayer will help you stay persistent. And Lord have mercy, prayer will help you persevere. Them is the 4 P's. That just came to me today. God gave that to me. I'm passing it on.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody from around the world is listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show, the greatest morning show in the world. This show this morning is dedicated to all short people. And I don't really have a measurement of any kind. But if you've ever been called short, this is a big day for you. Get it? A big day for you. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends have been short. Some of the most famous people in the world have been short. Some of the richest men in the world I know is short. Some of the finest chicks I've ever seen been short. So this is for short people that ain't got no damn problem with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, shut your tall ass up. Talking to me. Man, when you tall and you ugly, it's a lot more.
Lot happening.
Yeah, I'd rather be short and ugly.
Yeah.
That way, just get it over with. I'm right here. That's it. Ain't no more. You ain't got to look me all up and down. Now, you
Look
6'6"
down, you see
and
it, you
ugly.
move on.
Damn,
That's right.
Lord.
You put a lot of thought into this.
No, I haven't. I'm really going just off the top.
You sure enough.
Good morning, Shirley.
Good morning, Steve, with your tall
How
self.
you doing? Yeah, well, I'm 6'2". So.
I'm
That's
good,
crazy. I
thank
was
you.
6 feet in high school.
Mm-hmm.
6'1" in college. When I left college, I grew an inch. Yeah.
Okay. So you're 6'2".
Yeah. And overweight. And, I'm dealing with
You're
it.
not overweight.
No, I am overweight.
You're
No,
coming
I
down,
seen overweight.
Steve. You're
Well,
coming
I mean,
down.
I'm overweight.
remarkably well.
Technically.
No, you're not over.
Yeah, I
What?
mean, no, I'm overweight. I'm not as overweight as me. I used to be, or many people. I've been
No.
as high as, I think I've been as high as 252
You
or 4 pounds.
don't have the
I've-
breathing of an overweight
I've
person.
been down to the Golden Corral.
You don't have it
Yeah.
at all. Overweight sound like
He
this.
doesn't have what, Jay?
I would like to eat something today that's not,
That you're not supposed to have.
yeah,
Is it a cheat day today?
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I might make it one.
Yeah.
I can't eat just healthy all the time. It's just some stuff I want.
Not fun.
Like Marjorie went and special ordered, but you had to order the whole tub from Baskin Robbins. You had to order the whole tub. You couldn't just order a pint or nothing like that.
Oh.
So she ordered a whole tub of black walnut ice cream,
Oh.
which is very hard to get.
you had to order the whole
The
tub.
whole-
Yeah, you had to
Tub?
order the whole tub.
how do you know this
Yeah.
information? I've
We never
heard.
knew that you
You
could
can
do
order
that.
a whole tub of ice cream,
Wow.
It's just ice cream. I'm sorry.
I ain't.
but a whole tub.
Was that a rich moment? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
yeah,
yeah,
very
yeah,
rich.
very
woman.
rich.
Yeah, very rich.
I
woman.
was just thinking, but I
Yeah.
didn't. Oh, well, I'm
Because
sorry.
when I go down to the
It's
store
okay.
and it ain't
But
no
you
more
couldn't
black
get it.
walnut, it just ain't no more black walnut.
You don't order a whole tub.
Order a whole
With
tub.
you, when I go down there, I'm just sampling. Let me try that. Let me try that. Let me
With
try
that little
that.
spoon.
Yeah, you know what? I don't
hate
think I'm gonna
that.
eat ice cream
I
today.
hate that, man. You know, I hate when I'm on vacation to ask them for a sample or something because they always seem a little irritated.
Yeah.
So I don't like want them,
Yeah.
I'm
So
here
I
to
just
irritate
try to pick what I'm going to pick. Because I don't want your little funky attitude with my damn ice cream because ice cream is a special moment for me. So we have
Yes,
to.
it is.
Anyway, so I might have me some black walnut ice cream today.
Okay.
Hey, y'all 30-something funny coming up. Y'all hanging out. We got a good show for you
Yeah.
today.
Woo.
We got a couple of fools here.
Absolutely.
And
Junior, truth
Bougie
be
is here,
told.
so
Boy, do I have a
We
story
can make it
for
work.
y'all.
Junior,
Truth be told
today.
is
Let's
coming
go.
up.
All right, let's go.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up. Well, it's time.
here.
Something funny. It's here
Yeah.
right now. Junior started kicking it off with Junior's Truth Be Told. And we're going to do something called black
Oh, I
exploitation.
explained that. I explained
Phrases.
that.
All right, well, after Junior. All right.
Hey, listen, y'all. Can I just tell y'all something?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Y'all pray for me.
What you doing? You
do.
going through
No, I
something?
know y'all do. I know y'all do. Please pray for me.
Crisis.
No, I got something worse than that. Let me tell you
It's
something.
summertime.
Truth be told, when you move in with somebody, you need all their medical information too. I done found out that I might not be the sickest person in my house. I need y'all to pray for me. I love my boy B, but I didn't know that he was sick too. First of all, I'm not used to rescuing. I'm used to being rescued.
Yeah.
Now I can't sleep now. Cause he got a medical condition that I just found out about too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say what he ain't put it been like that.
He looks so healthy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He got sleeping
But,
disease.
but man, when I'm walking around the house up night, I can't sleep. Cause you sick. Now I'm scared.
Good enough.
Now I can't say, oh Lord.
He got sleep
Man,
depnepria.
what they call it on?
Sleep apnea.
Sleep something.
I thought it was sleep depnepria. I don't know no
Sleep
medical term.
deprivation. and
Pretty much
sleep
why I look
apnea
like this.
together.
That's like when you sleep mad. You be
Yeah.
average.
You up all night looking at him.
Yeah, I'm over him. I keep walking in the room 2:33, 4,
Checking on it.
Checking
checking
on
on
him,
him, touching him,
Do
put
the
my hand on his
breathing and
finger.
stuff.
Does he
Yeah,
breathe
all that.
funny? Yeah.
Yeah, all that type stuff. I gotta do all that. Matter of fact, I ain't slept in days.
That is
Because
so
you know
good
what,
to
man?
know.
Have you found that, there's people that sleep and they stop breathing when they sleep?
Man, that's the scariest thing in the world.
That's what he got.
I don't know that's what they call it.
That's sleep apnea.
What they
That's
call
called sleep stopping.
That's good to
it?
know.
It's sleep
sure.
apnea, then there's
Yeah.
sleep stopping.
Both of y'all got something.
Yeah.
Damn it. Thank you, Jesus. There is a God.
Yeah. So now,
That's
Jay,
what I
I'm
need
up.
to know. It's a
And it's
double-
hard, though, for women to want to just, but women are so nurtured. I can take care of you.
There's women with
I don't do that. Once I find out you're
If you
sick,
got
I get
something,
away from
you
it.
got to get in.
Man, he made a
Yeah,
noise.
like if I knew you had diabetes and you had sickle cell when I first hired y'all, I wouldn't have hired you.
You would not hire us?
I wouldn't.
Where's
Your compassion.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm compassionate, but I'm not. I don't want to be
you
here
ain't-
when it happens. Yeah.
So you-
I don't
If
want
you
nothing to
knew
happen around
before
me.
that
If
we
I-
had sickle cell and
Diabetes,
diabetes,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
hire
hired me.
Hell no.
Jay,
No,
have
sir.
you ever been
No,
in the hospital?
sir.
No, yes, I'll take that back. Yes, I have. been.
Right there. See, he could happen twice. What I can't be is around that. Now we got to carry his big ass down to the hospital.
Tell Jay what happens when you're in the hospital, Junior, and you hear from Steve.
Oh,
Tell him.
come.
Oh, no.
It's the shortest conversation we've ever had. Because I answer the phone, hey, what's going on? Click, bye. Gotta go. God bless. He throw you
He
a
be
prayer.
sounding, man, like
He
he-
throw you a
Man,
prayer and hang up. God
Amen.
bless.
What it sound like, Junior? What it sound like?
Hey, man.
Man, Jesus will. Get on out of here, man.
Then he's out, Jay. That's it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
at least you know he called, right?
Yeah, but see, if I was to get sick, he'd call. He'd call. I know he'd call. It'd be like, it wouldn't be like an uplifting call. It'd be like, get your sick ass over here.
Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
he'd call.
Yeah. It'd be like something like that.
Hey, man, can I have your Rolls Royce or something?
But that lets you know he cares.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Like
right
that.
there. Yeah, he
Yes.
I don't do good. Like,
Yeah.
like that. I don't,
you don't
know,
show it.
I don't do good with
Yeah.
sick people, man. I'm not like I couldn't be a nurse or a caregiver. Cause
No, not with that.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
that kind of
No,
love,
no.
like if I roll you out in the street, I come and pick you up and you talking crazy to me, I just walk off, leave your wheelchair out on the side.
Your bedside manner definitely would
Yes,
not be
yeah.
good. No.
But I think Uncle Steve actually come in there and snatch the button out your hand and unplug it out your wall. You ain't gonna keep calling me in here.
Man, please. You need to get some sleep. I'm out here trying to rest. I got paperwork due at my desk. You just ringing this damn buzzer.
God.
Yeah. They ain't gonna do it.
Glad we're mostly healthy
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
show.
He cares, but you just ain't gonna see
You
it.
ain't gonna see that.
No, you ain't gonna see
No,
it.
you ain't gonna see that.
Your room gonna be paid for and everything. He gonna take care of
Oh, he'll
that.
do all that.
But he ain't gonna know.
Oh, dog, I cover your room, all that.
Flowers, everything.
Yeah.
Dog, how much you need? I pay all your medical bills. I got you.
But I ain't coming down there.
Can't come down there because I don't like the smell of hospital. Man, when I was in the hospital, it was not pretty.
No, it's not nice.
Because I was in there year before last, I had walking pneumonia. And I went in, and the night that I checked in, I was on my show, man. I was just shivering, man. And the producers came out and said, Mr. Harvey, do you realize that you're on camera shaking? I said, I can't stop, man. I don't know what's wrong.
Wow.
So I went in the room, and then the dude came in there, eat some bread.
You went in the room and then
I
the
went
dude.
in my dressing room.
What?
This nutritionist came in and said, eat some rye bread. I'm in here eating bread. Somebody said, hey, man, I think we should call his wife. Marjorie came in my dressing room, took one look at me and said, call the ambulance and get my husband to the hospital. They said, Miss Harvey, he just need a blanket. She said, who are you? She said, you don't know my husband. I've been looking at him for years. Something wrong with my husband. They took me to the hospital, man. I was in there talking to people. They got me a room. That doctor came in. They did the blood work. A couple hours later, they said, Mr. Harvey, you have walking pneumonia. This is a bad case you have. We have your room for 10 days. This is a Friday evening. On Sunday morning, I was going to the house.
Oh, good.
He
You didn't
came in
say
on
you're
Sunday
supposed to
morning with my charge. He said, I have no idea what happened. My mother-in-law got this woman that's a prayer warrior. Came up there and laid hands and prayed for me. Sunday morning, I went home.
Amen.
I went
Won't he
back.
do it?
Let me tell you something. They had my room for 10 days. What are y'all doing? What's the matter with y'all? Like a
Told you,
bunch of
Jay.
children.
That was Junior.
It was Jay.
He was so.
Just like two badass kids. We over here talking, trying to do this show, and y'all have been holding paperwork. Can't neither one of you write good.
Are we 5 and 6 now? I'm scared.
Damn kids in here.
Don't talk to me no
was
more.
not me.
And it's the two sick people on the show.
I knew he was going to say
Over here trading medical information. Told y'all, man, if I'd have knew y'all was sick, I wouldn't have hired y'all's ass. I told you this wasn't a good idea. Now we over here talking, over here passing prescriptions and everything, and they can't read and write. You want to try mine? Can't try yours. The boy got sickle cell.
This will put you to sleep at ease.
We'll be right back. Let me just say that. We'll be right back.
Trading pills now?
Yeah.
You guys.
Try this.
Oh, Lord.
It'll probably help.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up next, Nephew Tommy's run that prank back. What is it, Uncle Steve?
Your son peed in the pool. Just play it. I ain't got no comment. Just play it.
Let's hear.
Because I don't care.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm trying to reach Anastasia.
this is she.
How you doing, man? Listen, I'm Glenn, the lifeguard over here at the pool, here in the apartment complex.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a son named?
Yes, sir. Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything is fine. I mean, a quick question, ma'am. We got a situation here with.
What's going on?
We're not gonna be allowed to let him swim here at the pool in the complex anymore.
What?
We got
What you mean?
Your son. I mean, he swims here pretty much every other day. You know, I'm always here seeing him swim. But it seems like
Yeah.
we've been trying to figure out who it is. Your son keep peeing in the pool.
Man, my son ain't peeing no fool.
Ma'am, I don't want to get into it with you. Your son we finally narrowed it down. Your son is the one that's peeing in the pool every day. And, it's really a bad thing. We can't continue to keep letting him come over here. We got to ban him from the pool.
My son don't pee in no pool. We ain't nasty like that. Did you take them to be in the pool? Why the you gonna say it's my son in the pool?
Well, your son is the one that be making faces and stuff, and I know that's what he's doing. He in there peeing. Your son is the one that's peeing in the pool.
You making faces?
He be making faces, so I know he in there peeing.
What that got to do with a he can be making faces because pool cold or something. What the hell you gonna say he's in the pool because he making faces?
Man, I'm not gonna go
We
back.
not laughing like that. I teach my kids better than that. He ain't in no pool.
Hey, lady, I'm not gonna. All I'm saying is he can't come over here and swim anymore. He's banned from the pool until we rectify this problem. Now,
As long as I'm paying my when he gonna be in that pool, and we don't in no pool. We gonna be down there tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm bringing all my kids to the pool.
No,
We gonna all in that.
Ma'am, I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with you. All I'm trying to tell you is this right here. Your son has been peeing in the pool. My boss wants me to ban him. If he's not the one, then we will allow him to come back later. But right now, we're singling people out, and your son, it just seems like he's the one that's doing it.
What you say your name was?
My name is Glenn. I'm Glenn the lifeguard. That's who I am.
Now, what's your real name? Glenn Broughton. Cause I'm supposed to be calling you. You ain't got no business calling my phone talking about my son no fool.
I'm not at liberty to give my last. I'm not at liberty to give my last name. The bottom line is we can't have your son in the
phone.
What?
But you ain't liberty to call my phone. But you can't give me your whole name.
Okay, listen. All I'm supposed to do is call you and let you know that we banned your son from getting in the pool.
I don't give what you talking about. You can't ban my son from playing the lifeguard. Get a real job, a summer job. Do you got a job at all? Calling my phone. You silly. You know what? You ain't got and you can't stop nobody from coming next pool. And we gonna be down there tomorrow again. And if we did the pool, do your job and clean that out.
Man, let me say this to you. If your son comes to the pool tomorrow and get in the pool, I'm snatching your son out of the pool.
I wish you would. I wish you would. You don't need a lifeguard. You snatch my son out of the pool. I wish you would. What time the pool open at 10 o'clock? We gonna be there at 9:30. You got me up. Talking about you gonna snatch my son out of the pool. You done lost your mind. Somebody be in the pool. You done lost your mind.
Hey, lady, the problem is
whatever.
Your son has been singled out. All the other kids are pointing at and saying he's the one that's doing it. Your son is the one that's peeing.
Whatever.
He's peeing.
Whatever.
Okay. For right now, all I'm asking you is keep your son away from the pool for the next 2 weeks. If we find out that it's not him, we'll allow him to come back, okay?
Hey, he ain't staying away from the pool for 2 weeks, and if he do, he gonna come back and do some more pool. I'm gonna tell him the whole 2 weeks worth of and go back to that talking about my son in the pool. You can tell by his face. You said, what your boss said? You supposed to be watching for life. You watch in the pool. You done lost your mind. You must not know who the you talking to. I will be down there tomorrow. Me and I will find my kids, and they don't get in the pool too. No,
you think bringing all them kids over there, getting them in the pool. Let me tell you something. Don't you bring them kids over there and bring them in the pool. No, none of your children.
I don't give a what you say. You don't run your lifeguard. Get real.
Listen, lady, I'm not going to continue to go back and forth. I got one more thing I need to say to you, and I'm done, okay? One more thing, and I'm done.
You ain't got to say to me.
I do have one thing I do need to say to you.
What you got to say to me?
I need to say this. This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked from your homeboy.
You.
Hello?
I'm a kid. Look at man, look at us. Nephew Tommy, man, you about to get this life going. Look at this fool. Y'all play too much. Y'all know y'all play too much. Don't raise my blood pressure for nothing. I'm walking toward the pool now.
I thought you was coming to the pool tomorrow.
I was coming to the office today. They still was open the 5 o'clock office. Tell me y'all to call my father about my son in the pool. I was gonna come now.
Take care of them kids, baby. I got one more thing I got to ask you. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show, baby. The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it's
that is very ignorant. That's very ignorant, right?
What can you say after that? What can you say? Just watch yourself while you're on tour with Mama's Boy.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, somebody gonna catch them.
Somebody gonna wear
them out there. They're out there. They're out there. For sure. So have you calmed down, Mr. Harvey?
I'm fine.
Are you still mad at
you were
your 2
upset.
staff
Yeah, you were
members?
upset at them.
Staff members.
Yes.
My 2 sick staff members. That's different.
Yes.
I can't believe he said he wouldn't hire me because I had 6 staff.
But
And you know what? You know how he goes to the stage every day when he passes our office?
How?
Oh, we get the biggest finger by the door. Like he knocks on the
From
door,
Steve?
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, from Steve. And he leans in and get, you think you go, good job, guys.
job,
You know,
good
you
job.
thank
Thank you,
that.
guys.
But
No, he tell the two sick employees how you really feel.
And when it first started happening, the people who don't know how we do,
Man.
they're like, is he angry at you?
Oh, the other writers in the room are like, oh my God.
I'm like, who him?
Is he upset?
If you can't give your friend the finger, what you got your finger for?
We worry the day we don't get the finger.
Yeah, that's what you're concerned, Jay. Yeah, that's the day you get
That's
word.
the day we worried about.
But I'm happy that since you guys have been working there, nothing has happened, no crisis, no,
nothing gonna
nothing.
Well, listen,
you
the
guys are
juniors
great.
out here, it's a lot warmer.
Man,
out
Yeah, it's
here.
warmer.
Great.
Weather,
But,
huh,
you know,
Junior?
Great.
really, when the
Junior.
weather changes really cool, it's not good for Junior.
Yeah.
And then Jay is right next to the chef
Oh, yeah.
who only cooks healthy food. There ain't nothing he can get sick on. We ain't got a cookie over there.
And plus, I watch Jay too. But when I see him with a sweet, I'm knocking at his hand.
Oh, yeah.
On purpose.
But he pick it up off the floor and eat it. Oh, he gonna eat it.
Well, you don't get to be that weight and that old, just letting food sit on the floor. Stand behind you. Got to pick it up.
They're ignorant.
Got to pick it up.
I can't believe he said that. What? All right, coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann will be here. A lot of stuff going on in the news and the headlines and everything. She's on top of all of that, all right? So stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jay, you hear that? Miss Ann is coming up.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Boy, oh boy. Days after saying she's retired from politics, Hillary Clinton is let loose in an interview with MSNBC's Rachel Maddow. Among other things, Mrs. Clinton says she believes President Trump poses a threat to the country. She said that all during the campaign trail. She hasn't changed on that. The former Democratic presidential nominee said Trump and the people around him are a clear and present danger to American democracy and the rule of law. And no, that's not all. She also described Trump as someone who admires authoritarian leaders, adding that Mr. Trump doesn't just admire Russian President Vladimir Putin, but Trump would like to be Putin, she says. She also offered that he wants to have that kind of power that Putin has that is largely unaccountable.
He likes it.
Yeah, she also said that Trump is someone who doesn't listen, pursues his own interests, and is emotionally reactive. Speaking of reactive behavior, Amazon is getting a lot of criticism for removing negative reviews of Clinton's new book. It's called What Happened. Amazon has admitted that it removed one-star reviews of the subject, and in a statement that its policy is to remove reviews that violate Amazon's community guidelines. People who buy books on Amazon can post reviews of 1 to 5 stars, with one being, of course, the worst. It was Amazon's 6th best-selling nonfiction title last week.
It's Amazon. If you want to take them off, the bad ones, that's what they can do. They own it. It's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't want anything bad on it. They can take it off.
It's probably Trump who
That's-
put the review up
Yeah,
there
I know.
of the book,
The only
right?
one who's putting up bad reviews is Trump.
You know, I mean, the
Yeah.
book, her writing the book is not that big of a deal
Yeah.
to me. I mean, you know, look, the bigger thing is you're not the president.
Absolutely.
And you're not
how
the
she
president
lost.
for various reasons. Now, Comey may have said something to do with this, but I think the Democrats just made a huge mistake, a huge blunder in the way they ran the campaign.
Definitely.
Now, what you need to do in order to grow from this, if the Democrats hope to learn anything, is admit your mistake. You
Right.
can't blame Trump for everything.
Everything. Just like he can't blame Obama for everything.
everything.
Like,
Even
you
though
know.
he is.
Yeah,
But
even though
here's
he
the
is.
deal. If you point the finger at the Trump is the reason you're not president, he's the president, and you have no chance of growth.
Right.
The problem
I see
is,
what
what
you're
did the
saying.
Democrats do wrong? And if the Democrats don't fix it, they're going to repeat it again.
And he'll be the president again.
And right
Again
now,
for the
all
next
we're
4 years.
doing right now is the same thing
Yeah.
that the Republicans did when Obama was president. They spent all their time hating everything Obama did, and they did not prepare a candidate for the election. Now, guess what we're doing? We're blaming Donald Trump for everything. Oh, he's messing up. But we're blaming him for everything. And guess what? Who do you think can run for president of the United States in the next election? Who do you think right now? And if the Democrats don't address that, they're going to run into the exact same thing that the Republicans wound up with. And when they set them 16 bumbling nothing people up there. Jeb Bush was their best shot, but nobody wanted another Bush. The boy down there from Florida, Rubio, once he called him a choke artist, that ended his career. Then they took the boy out of Texas,
Ted Cruz.
Talked about his wife and his damn daddy, made a punk out of him. That got rid of him.
And then he ended up supporting Trump.
Ben Carson, they ain't about to put another black in that, not after 2 years.
You always say that.
So I already knew that, and he's a fine man.
Yeah, I can't think of one Democrat off the top of my head right now.
So now.
For, to run against Trump.
And that's what they need to start doing.
That's exactly
right. But they're doing the same thing. All they doing is talking about what this man ain't. Well, we know what he ain't.
Corey,
No, they're going to do him.
Yeah.
I know, Steve.
They're going to do Cory Booker. Mm-hmm. They're going to do him. They're going to do him. He's got to come together now with it. Mm-hmm. But whoever it is, they're going to have to go in there with a little bit. I don't even think you got to have a better record with your personal life now, because if you can say you can grab a woman by the pee and make it to the White House, I don't know what all that's all.
And not release your taxes.
If you white. Only if you white, you can do
it. I'm going to go with this record I got.
Introduce Miss Ann,
ladies and gentlemen, she's here, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you. This is Ann Tripp with the news. Folks in Eastern Caribbean find themselves in the path of yet another powerful storm. Hurricane Maria grew into a Category 5 overnight just before making landfall on the so-called Nature Island, Dominica. Packing 160-mile-per-hour winds, Hurricane Maria expected to hit Puerto Rico tomorrow before going on to the Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico opened shelters yesterday, began dismantling building cranes and other things that could be toppled by high winds. The National Hurricane Center's David Solinsky says preparation is the key.
A little too early to say exactly where the center will be. So interests in all of the areas that are under hurricane warnings and watches should be preparing as if the center might come directly to them.
Solinsky says Maria should hit Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands sometime tomorrow morning. President Trump makes his first major speech later today before the UN General Assembly. Although it's not fully known what he's going to talk about, he is expected to say something about North Korea and at least expand on something he said yesterday.
We encourage all member states to look at ways to take bold stands at the United Nations with an eye toward changing business as usual and not being beholden to ways of the past which were not working.
In St. Louis yesterday, there were reports of a protest, fourth day, over the clearing of a white ex-cop and the shooting death of a young black man. 24-year-old Anthony Lamar Smith shot to death in 2011, and during the trial, prosecutors say Stokely was heard saying, quote, "I'm going to kill this mother effer," but Stokely was nevertheless acquitted. For the black community, this comes on the heels of the release of another police dash cam, this one in Georgia, where a white Cobb County cop says is heard trying to calm a white woman down by who he just pulled over. He wants her to call her friends and let them know she's going to jail, but as you can hear, she's afraid.
Use your phone. It's in your lap right there.
I just don't want to put my hands down. I'm really sorry. I've just seen way too many videos of cops.
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right?
Yeah, that comment came only 4 days after a man named Philandro Castile was shot to death by a cop in Minnesota, a cop who was also eventually acquitted. Today is Respect Yourself Day. That's right, 20 minutes after the hour, Eugene the Butterfly coming. Stay tuned to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Okay, before we start, Jay.
What you need? What you need, Butterfly?
Could you bring me in without all the Steve Harvey?
Do you know the butterfly? 'Cause I do.
Thank you.
No, Steve, that was great. Yeah.
See there, see how
Let
much
him be
room I have.
quiet. Let him just sit over there. Yeah.
Shirley, Carla.
Hey, Butterfly.
Good morning. I have got to tell you all something.
What?
I have a new. I've turned over a new leaf. I'm doing something different. I have a new group that I'm in. It's a singing group.
Yes.
It's called Five Shower Boys. Oh my God. Listen. And we all sing, and it's water coming down while we're singing. It's Felix, Sebastian, Lorenzo.
All in the shower.
Fabian, exactly. And our first album is Steamy Souls. Steamy Souls. You got to let me know, which one do you think is a good single? It's going to either be Rub-a-Dub-Dub, or Soap and Suds, or Slippery Dimples. Which one do you like?
Shower Boy.
Soap and, yeah, my new group, Junior. Hey, Junior, because you're blocked out. You went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Listen.
my new group is called Five Shower Boys. We all sing in from the shower because we sound better that way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's Felix, Sebastian, Lorenzo, Fabian, and myself. And the name of the first album is Steamy Souls. Okay? So, we have 3 songs to choose from. That's going to be our single. Rub It Up. Either our Soap and Suds or Slippery Dimples.
Slippery Dimples.
Yeah, you have a question, Junior? Yeah.
Yeah, why y'all don't do a song just called Just Get Naked?
We're not naked. We're just in the shower because we sound better.
You're not naked.
No, not at all. So you have to get your minds out of the gutter.
My mind? What? 5 guys in the shower?
I sing lead. It's a big shower, you know.
You
It's
sing
a big-
lead.
Yeah, I sing lead. I don't
okay.
sing no backup. I sing lead.
Okay. I like Slippery Dimples. It
So,
makes
Jay,
you
I
go.
think you and I could get together and collaborate on Slippery Dimples.
Well, Jay, you do the music on the
Yeah,
show.
but
You
I
do a
don't,
lot of
I
music.
don't. Then there's 6 guys in the shower. That
Well, you don't have to be in the shower.
No,
Just right.
way too many Negroes in the
You're
shower.
making me angry. You're making me angry.
He said he gonna be what? Butterfly?
But you gonna be what?
You're making me angry.
I'm sorry, Butterfly. There's too many people in the shower.
I just need some help writing the song Slippery Dimples. Like, I don't.
No, that I could write for you. I could
Thank
definitely
you.
write that
I
for
just
you.
need Slippery Dimples. Plus, you get in the shower. Everybody say
You better say that.
Slippery dimples. It's
Yeah.
that time when you get your dimples slippery. Slippery dimples. It's that time when you get your dimples slippery. You like it?
I love it. Slippery dimples. It's that time when you get your dimples slippery. Yeah, see there? It's going to be a good one. We're going to work out. We're going to
We're
collaborate.
going to make that happen. Slippery
Slippery
dimples.
dimples.
Butterfly, we have to go.
Okay, and let me say this. Tommy and I have to go because he has an interview on television here, but I'm going to probably take over. But anyway, we're in Rochester, New York doing the stage play Mama's
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Slippery dimples to you,
Slippery dimples.
We have to go. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time for Comedy Roulette, guys. Jay, set
You
this
wanna break
one
it
up
down?
again? Yeah.
Each week we get tested with our comedy ability. Give us 5 subjects, put them on the wheel, spin the wheel, where it stop. We let it go.
All right,
That's
let's
what we
go.
do. Put it on the
Okay.
wheel. What you got? What you got?
All right, here we go. All right, number 1. Every time you say something, they try to top.
That's a good subject. That's a very good
Okay.
subject. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah.
Here's what'd you say? Here's number 2. Code number 2. Why is your kid so fat?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah.
Number 3. People who go from 0 to 60.
Oh,
Harvey,
Lord.
Steve Harvey.
Oh,
Tommy. 4. Big girls with little men.
Yes, I love
I've
that.
seen that. I've seen that.
Tommy likes that too.
Golly.
Number 5. Broke people who you don't know are broke until the check comes.
Who's that, Steve?
Tommy.
All right, spin the wheel, cat. Spin the wheel. Oh, here it is.
Here it is. What you got?
People who go from 0 to 60.
Oh my God! Working with somebody like this, let me tell you, it is a nightmare. And they're from Houston. That's all I'm saying. I ain't calling nobody's name.
Okay,
They're from Houston. Everything is a damn argument. Not at your voice, with a high voice. You know what I'm talking about? Just high voice argument about nothing. 0 to 6. We talking. Next thing you know, in a full-blown argument. What the hell is happening? Good day. It is a good day. What's so good about today?
Oh, that's who we
That's
do.
all I'm going to
When I get the time, me to go 0 to 60. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just start this thing up then. I don't want to say no names either. But you know, I know about people that work gonna go from 0 to 60. They always talk about what they ain't gonna do. I work with somebody like this also. From Columbia, South Carolina, old as hell, voice just as high as mine. That's all I'm gonna say. We was in the office just last week. I said, man, I'm gonna turn our time cards in. He said, I tell you what, I ain't staying here for no paper. Don't pay me. If he was here. I said, I'll help. Think I'm playing, won't be no more Steve. I'll get my damn check. Oh.
Wow.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, man.
Do you have one, Steve?
A person, does it have to be somebody you work with?
It's just people who go from 0 to 60.
Okay, well, since we talking about people we work with, I think Shirley. I think make sure ass go from 0 to 60. Every time I turn around, she mad about something with her bullshit ass. Always correcting you. You can't say nothing wrong. It isn't. But it ain't. It isn't. I mean, as soon as you say something, she right, boom, she right there. Like, we got to deal with that. Then you say something to her, and she just start drawing.
Then she start drawing
Yeah,
right
now
out.
all of a sudden we do it. We making a flower that don't really look like a flower. All these damn flowers that look like explosives. There she go now. Anyway,
0
that's
to
60.
Not only did they go 0 to 60, once they reach 60, they shut down. They got nothing to say. They quiet
that's
for the
Tommy
rest
now.
of
Yeah,
the
that
day.
is Tommy.
They done
Oh,
shut it down.
let
Blah,
me-
blah, 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 blah. And then after that, so you okay? We cool?
No, we
Is
ain't
we
cool.
cool?
No, no,
Is we
hell
cool?
no. Huh?
Yeah.
Hell no. Let's just move on. No, let's just move on. No. Let's just go on and do the show. Because that's Tommy right there. No, hell no.
Steve, he getting an attitude now.
No.
He gonna
You
shut it
always.
down, man. He gonna shut it down.
No, here go his family line. It's always me. Yes, it is. Well, yes, it is. I tell you, somebody else go from 0 to 60. And they ain't got no business because you think with the title that they got that they'd be all right with everything. You think after receiving this honor that they would be okay with everything. You would think that somebody would hold the dignity with a little bit more esteem.
Who is it?
Donald Trump. 0 to 60.
Yeah.
And hell, he mad because what a black girl that said on her Twitter that didn't say it on ESPN. Now they want her job. Man, they Snoop because he had a clown shot at another person that wasn't him. It's 0 to 60. Donald Trump.
We
so
did it.
mad.
Yeah.
It is. Wow, you guys. Yes. All right, we're coming back with the nephew. His prank phone call coming up next.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after today's Strawberry Letter. You don't want to miss that. But first,
It's too much chicken.
yeah, it's the prank phone call from the nephew. Nephew's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said it too fast.
Yeah.
Okay, say it again.
All right, it's prank phone
It's
call.
too much chicken.
You did it again.
Go ahead, try it again.
All right, coming up next, it's the nephew's prank phone call. It is. Hello.
Today.
It's too much chicken.
Cannot with you.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Jason, please.
This Jason.
Hi, Jason. My name is Remy. I'm calling with BPE TMC. How's your day going?
I'm doing fine, but what's a BT, whatever that is?
BPE TMC. It's an organization. We've been around for the last 5 years, and we're trying to help different things in the black community. And I wanted to reach out and give you a call and see if you would be on board or help signing a petition that we're going to have going around with BPE TMC, if you don't mind.
Okay, what is it about?
Well, BPE TMC, Jason, is black people eat too much chicken. And what we're trying to do is cut back to the shortage of chicken.
Black people eat too much chicken. Who the hell is this?
My name is Remy, sir.
Okay, what you mean by black people eat too much chicken?
Well, what it is, we've done a test study, and we realized, sir, that black people are the ones that are eating too much chicken. And what we want to do is try to cut back because right now there's a shortage.
The Chinese and ask them, they eat all kinds of chicken. Chicken food young, all this here. Chicken, the white people eat chicken pallier. All this here. Chicken stir-fried rice with chicken and all this thing. You want to come to me talking about a black person eat too much damn chicken? Did you ask the white people? I bet you didn't know with no white folks. I bet you don't go to them. Y'all scared of them.
Well, sir, we're going to get to that. We're starting in the black community. Black people are the ones that seem to buy the most chicken.
Man, no chicken. Guess what? I don't eat chicken. And if I did eat some chicken, I'd be cursing. Man, who the are you big at something? You. Hey, how in the y'all got my number in it? Where you get it from?
Actually, we're getting numbers from the supermarket, and we're getting a listing of people who buy the most.
Supermarket, you get my number in no supermarket?
Sir, the main thing we're trying to get you to do is cut back on eating chicken. Now, what we want you to do...
I don't eat no chicken. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and eat some chicken. And don't call me no about eating too much chicken. Don't even call my phone. Do you got that?
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to reach Callaway. Is this Callaway?
Yeah, it's Kyler. Who's this?
How you doing? My name is Remy. I'm with BPE TMC. And,
Who?
My name is Remy, sir. I'm with BPE TMC. What we're doing is we have a petition we're trying to get signed throughout the black community of some things that we're trying to actually help out in the black community.
Uh-huh.
So BPE TMC is actually an organization, and we're trying to actually save some things in the black community.
Oh, what is that? What's that stand for? What the hell is that? BT, what is that for?
BPE TMC is black people eat too much chicken. And what we're trying to do is get...
Man, you gotta be kidding me, man. Who is this, man?
This is Remy, sir. We're trying to get you all to actually sign a petition. What's going on is black people are buying too much chicken.
You gotta be kidding me with this, man. Is this a white man? Who is this, man?
I am Caucasian, sir, yes.
Man, why are you calling me with this?
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get...
How did you get my number, first of all?
Actually, we're getting numbers from supermarkets that are letting us know
man, you gotta be...
the people that...
Man, you get the off my phone with this, man, talk about some eating chicken. Man, you gonna make me get out and smack one of y'all. What's wrong with you?
Okay, sir, what we're trying to do is get you guys to cut back on buying chicken.
Who's you guys? What you talking about, you guys?
Well, the black community is... The black community, sir...
Hey, man, you better go on with that. We ain't got time for that, man. Don't be calling my phone with that, man.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach Valerie, Val.
This is she. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Remy. I'm with BPE TMC. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm very well, ma'am. Listen, what we're trying to do is, if I take a little bit of your time, we're trying to actually get a survey signed by people in the black community. We're actually trying to help out in the black community. The organization is BPE TMC, and what this is black people eat...
What is that?
That's black people eat too much chicken. So what we're doing is we're trying to get...
do what?
Say
that one more time for me.
Black people eat too much chicken. You see, there's been a shortage in chicken. So what we're trying to do is get black people to cut back.
There's been a shortage in chicken, and you want to do a survey?
Well, what we want you guys to do is sign a petition that you're not going to eat any more chicken this year.
That doesn't even make sense. We just don't eat chicken. You know, we eat beef, we eat steak, we eat fish. I don't see you trying to pull that off the market. Now, why would you want to tell us not to eat chicken and we eat other stuff too? Where are you getting your deep findings from? Because this doesn't make any sense.
The test study, ma'am, was over chicken, and it just seems like that...
the test study? Who did this test study?
Well, we did, man. We're BPE TMC. And after doing the test study, we did realize that the black people are the ones that are eating...
Was the test only just directed to black people? I mean, did you use white people? Because white people eat chicken, too. And she thought that was on diets and stuff.
Okay, ma'am. Well,
Did you use Asians? What about the Hispanics? Did you use them?
Okay, ma'am, listen. What the bottom line is, our first study is black people, and what we're trying to do is get you guys to cut back on eating.
No, your study should be everybody. This is some... Where'd you get my number from?
Man, we got numbers from the supermarkets, people that buy
You didn't get my number from no supermarket because I didn't get my number to no supermarket. This is don't make any damn sense. You calling me, interrupting me about some like this. This is
bottom line, ma'am.
You don't telling me what the hell I can't eat. You don't like your mind. You got life and twisted, sir. Yes, you do. Life twisted. Calling somebody, telling them that black people eat too much chicken. You and your politician.
Would you like to hear what the survey is actually saying?
No, I don't want to hear what the survey is actually saying, because what you're saying is about a whole bunch of...
But the survey is saying that this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Valerie, this is Nephew Tommy, baby, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I love me some chicken.
All right, there you have it, Nephew Tommy.
Yeah.
Prank phone call, too much
There's
chicken.
you can never have too much chicken.
Never.
You never heard black people say that. Woo!
Ooh, too much chicken.
You got way too much chicken up in there.
Barbecue chicken, baked chicken, fried chicken,
fried
grilled chicken.
Speaking of fried
Chicken
chicken, I'm
nuggets,
I'm going to churches today, man.
They love
I get out of here.
yeah.
I get out
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, Whole Foods is too high.
Oh,
It's way too damn high. No.
Why do you say that, Jay?
Because I bought some soup from Whole Foods.
Uh-huh.
I paid $12.49 for a little container of soup.
But was it good,
Campbell,
though?
it was okay, but it was $12. I couldn't really enjoy it because of the price.
First of all,
Come on, Steve.
you
help
act
me.
like you don't have money. Whole Foods costs more to shop at than a regular grocery store.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, you can either pay the little extra money that it costs to eat the groceries,
Right.
or you can pay the medical bills for eating the wrong stuff. Got all these damn
$14
shows.
for soup. Just listen at that phrase.
Wait, it went up since
Listen
when?
at the phrase.
Since your first...
$16.50 for
miss-
soup. Listen at the phrase.
Why
Listen at what I'm saying. $18.20. Soup should never.
You got it.
$37.60 for this damn soup, man.
See, you got it.
The soup was 56. I'm telling you, this soup was really too damn. But it's just soup.
Oh, you're a vegan now. I forgot.
Don't call me that. Isn't that a racial slur?
All right, listen. Coming up next, it's today's strawberry letter. How much was the soup?
Soup was $72.26, boy.
We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today's Strawberry Letter is up next. It's a good one. You do not want to miss it. But first, today, President Trump continued to assess the storm damage in Florida. Last week, the president spoke in Fort Myers. He spoke in Naples. Trump praised first responders for their work after Hurricane Irma. He also commended members of the Coast Guard and FEMA. Hurricane Irma caused extensive, widespread damage in Florida. We saw it. A lot of people are still cleaning up. They still don't have power down there. The president and his first lady greeted those displaced due to the storm and handed out food. They were also joined by Vice President Mike Pence.
Now, Trump has done, over the past 2 weeks, two decent things. He released the funds to help the hurricane victims.
We got with
and
Nancy,
he's
as he
decided to rethink DACA.
DACA.
That's good. That's
so
good.
Those are two things he's done that's decent.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So cool. Maybe something.
We can keep it going.
Didn't he come back, though, and then double down on what he said about Charlottesville?
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides.
Ah,
And
man.
after all that, then he came back and said that. It's like,
As soon as he takes one step
yes,
forward,
it
goes fast.
I mean, he was down there feeding, he and Melania down there, you
Yeah.
know, the first lady feeding, you know, the people, the victims in Florida of
That was
Hurricane
good.
Irma.
That
That
was
was
great.
great.
See,
Yeah.
that's the part of him that people are having the trouble with. In order to be a great leader, I was always taught that you would have to have been a great servant.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at all the great leaders of our time, somewhere in their past, they were great servants. Our president has never lived in a service capacity
Right.
of any kind. So you cannot think that this man will suddenly have all of this compassion and understanding at 70 of what it is to all of a sudden service. He has glimpses of it. You know, like, hey, don't worry about what the Republicans say. Here's the money for the victims. Okay, cool. I'm going to rethink DACA. Okay. But at the end of the day, then here comes the Republicans. No. Hey, we're going to have to tie this to border security now. So now here comes the political side of it. But this is the part that we have to understand. They've elected the people who voted for him.
His base.
Have voted and put into office a man who does not have a great service background. He's never been a servant. I don't know if he, I could be wrong, but somebody show me where he's provided a service for people. He is not from a service background.
He's never had to answer to anybody.
Yeah,
No
like he's
governing
like
experience.
authoritarian type person. Yeah.
Now he's rich and he holds the highest office in the land. What we're getting is what he is.
Okay, yeah. And that's what the people voted for on the campaign
This
trail.
power that's been awarded to him now allows him to be more of who he really is. Because I've said that about money. Money doesn't change you. Money allows you to be more of who you really are. Now, he's had money, but now he's got this
amazing power that comes with being the president of the world.
Plus the reach.
And all of a sudden, and now you're hearing stuff that's very unpresidential. It's just not presidential language. It's just not anything that you're supposed to say as president. I mean, he doesn't try to fix it.
Nope. He's going to continue to tweet.
He hasn't stopped.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped. And has no
Internet.
plans to stop tweeting as president.
He said he was when he was campaigning.
He said he's going to be more presidential.
No.
He hadn't done that at all. You're right.
Well,
but here we are. So.
Yeah. Oh, well.
My suggestion is
vote. Wait, what's your suggestion?
Stay in touch with your God.
Amen.
And just go whoever the president is. You know.
Yeah.
You ain't in charge of my life.
They prayed up. You're right.
Yeah, he's the president. I respect the office of the president.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And, if you do something wrong, I'm going to call you on it. But that's it. I won't be tweeting a damn thing about you. Bet I won't. If you see something tweeted from Steve Harvey, just know good and hell well it wasn't Steve.
It wasn't Steve
your people.
Harvey.
Maybe your people.
Not the real Steve Harvey.
You were hacked. You were hacked.
All right, Steve, introduce his letter. Let's get to the strawberry letter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the strawberry letter.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is crazy. Subject, husband has lost his rap. Dear Mr. Harvey and Morning Crew, I have an irritating problem with my husband. I am so sick and tired of my husband trying to be a rap artist. He goes to the studio on his days off to record some more of his music, in quotations. My husband likes to play the music he makes around the house, and I am really tired of it now. I want to hear Luther Vandross, Tina Marie, or some Jaheim, but no. I got to keep hearing his weak attempt at musical genius. We have fiercely discussed how he is not making any cash with his music, and we have discussed how I despise him leaving me at night alone in the house while he is staying out late with the boys at the studio. My husband still insists that one day we will be kicking it with the rich and famous. I don't think any married man has any business walking in the door at 2 a.m. so drunk his bowels release on himself and high as a kite. Ugh. What kind of music can be made like that? He's too old now to get in the game. He has lost his edge. We are now in our mid-30s. He's really sensitive about this subject, very much like those less talented people on American Idol who insist they are the bomb, but truly they aren't that good. I have tried to discuss this with him, but he will not listen. He insists that he's got what it takes and I am being a hater. No, I don't hate on my husband. I want him to be a better bill payer. Yes, he is working 2 part-time jobs and bringing home a small check. I couldn't have had a sweeter man for a husband, but like I said, this rapping stuff at his age is just irritating. I just want him to see reality for what it is, but I don't know how to get him to understand. Yes, I have completed my education. I have a well-paying career resulting in my success being a breadwinner for our family. We don't have children, and since I am handling everything, cook, accountant, handywoman, maid, etc., I do not want to add to my stress with the duties of motherhood, even though he wants children. A little advice would be appreciated on how I need to handle this, since this stuff is getting on my nerves. Husband lost his rap. Dear husband lost his rap. Okay, your husband is trifling. He just really is. You know, what he's doing has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with this marriage. I mean, this is all about getting out the house on his part and thinking he's young. What is getting drunk and high and losing his bowels and all that? What does that have to do with being a rapper? Your husband is selfish. He's just absolutely selfish. He needs to get a regular full-time job to help you out in the household. That he's got his priorities all screwed up. All right, 12 minutes after. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve, with part 2 of your response to today's letter.
Subject, my husband has lost his rap. Dear Mr. Harvey Morning Crew, I have an irritating problem with my husband. I'm so sick and tired of my husband trying to be a rap artist. He goes to the studio on his days off to record some more of his music. My husband likes to play the music he makes around the house, and I'm really tired of it right now. I want to hear Luther Vandross, Tina Marie, or some Jaheim, but no. I got to keep hearing his weak attempt at musical genius. We have fiercely discussed how he's not making any cash with his music, and we have discussed how he's not making any. Steve, I lost my face. Not making any cash with his music. We have discussed how I despise him leaving me at night alone in the house while he is staying out late with the boys at the studio. My husband still insists that one day we will be kicking it with the rich and famous. I don't think any married man has any business walking in the door at 2 a.m. so drunk his bowels release on himself and high as a kite. What kind of music can be made like that? He's too old now to get in the game, and he has lost his edge. We are in our mid-30s now. He's really sensitive about this subject, very much like those less talented people on American Idol who insist they are the bomb, but truthfully, they aren't that good. I've tried to discuss this with him, but he will not listen. He insists that he's got what it takes, and I'm being a hater. No, I don't hate on my husband. I want him to be a better bill payer. Yes, he is working 2 part-time jobs and bringing home a small check. I couldn't have had a sweeter man for a husband, but like I said, this rapping stuff at his age is just irritating. I just want him to see the reality of what it is, but I don't know how to get him to understand. Yes, I have completed my education. I have a well-paying career resulting in myself being the breadwinner for our family. We don't have children, and since I am handling everything, cook, accountant, handy woman, maid, etc., I do not want to add to my stress with the duties of motherhood, even though he wants children. A little advice would be appreciated on how I need to handle this since this stuff is getting on my nerves, since this rap stuff is getting on my nerves. Husband lost his rap. Well, first of all, interesting dilemma in front of you, ma'am.
No way,
really,
Steve.
really, I don't know what to say to you except this fool is too old, like you say. Ain't no fool like an old fool. And 30-something in the rap game is old, especially when you're not established. If you're LL Cool J, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Luda, all of these boys that's been in the game for a minute, then Common, it's okay. Snoop, Cube.
Ice Cube.
But you cannot get in the rap game at 35. Now, to prove to you that you too old for this, you hanging out at the studio. Now, lady, you paying for all of this because your husband taking his little small checks and buying studio time. That's probably why the young boys letting him come in there, because they get studio time. They making tracks. They letting him rap on them, but all they need is the tracks. They gonna take his voice off. If you think he can't rap, believe me, them young boys in there that's producing them beats know that. They're using him for studio time, and then they're gonna take their tracks that they own, and they're gonna put them to somebody who really can rap. Your husband don't see that. Now he coming in the house high, and he having bowel movements on himself and releasing water. So now, what I think you ought to do is, you may have to just buy into this.
Support him.
I have jotted down some names that would be nice names for him. Now, some names that's already taken that he could come up with. See, when you 35 and just getting in the rap game, a name like Big Daddy Kane, it can be a good name for you. Or Cool Mo P. See, not Cool Mo D.
What?
Cool Mo P. Since he coming in the house 2 o'clock drunk, DJ Depends is another one.
Yeah.
How about LL?
L.
That's a little late. See, he could be the new rap group NWN.
NWN.
N-word, what now? Or you could just
like
call
that
him
one.
PT.
PT.
PT, that's part-time. Because he got 2 part-time jobs. Now he part-time. Or you could call him OT. Old-timer. It's 35. You might have to buy into this thing with him. Or you could just call him Big P.
Big P.
Because at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's usually when you have your biggest one. That's usually when I wake up to have mine.
You're crazy.
How about DJ Clueless?
Yeah.
How about Dookie Stick? Dookie Stick would be a good name for him right here.
That's nasty.
How about Moses the Great?
Because he's old.
Moses the Great. He could be the oldest rapper ever.
Yeah.
Moses. How about OAT? Like 08. point.
What that mean?
That just means you out of time. you out of time. Or he could call himself Swap, Big Swap, SWAP.
Yeah.
That's when you come in from smoking weed and pee.
Smoking.
Thus the acronyms.
His name would just be Big Swap.
Big Swap.
FTL, far too late.
Yeah. All right, Steve, we got to go. Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at My Girl Shirley. And please do not forget this Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Strawberry Letter live after show. It's on Facebook. So please join me. We're having a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Switching gears now, outspoken LeVar Ball is gearing up to drop his own sneaker. Get this price tag for $1,500. Okay.
Oh, somebody's gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the daddy.
This is the daddy.
Oh, the dad has his own shoe.
The dad has his own sneaker.
Oh.
I ain't buying
What is
no
it? Just a gray shoe to stand around in?
They have a Velcro snap on them, Steve.
He's dropping his own sneaker. It's going to cost $1,500.
That's just gouging, but somebody's gonna buy them.
$1,500.
Oh yeah.
He said he's coming with the Lavaris.
Yeah, if you, I can't
that
say
right?
the shoe name. I can't buy it.
LAVARICCIS. Lavaris.
I don't know this for sure, but I think the daddy smoked weed.
He's on something.
All right, coming up next at 41 after, we'll have a timeline for people who do not go to work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's go. You have a timeline for just a sorry person.
I got a partner I used to work with. I ain't going to say his name.
Okay.
Russell. And
Well, you're not gonna say his
You
name?
say his name though.
Russell.
Did I?
No, you didn't say.
Well, how we know his name, Russell?
You said,
Are you for real right now?
It slipped out? Well, it's out there now. Here.
We don't know him.
yeah, we
This is
know
a timeline of Russell.
Uh-huh.
And this is what he would do.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Ready.
4 times a month.
4, 5 times a month.
Yeah.
At least. 7 a.m.
Uh-huh.
The alarm go off.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Hit the snooze.
Yeah.
Right.
Wake up at 7:45.
Okay, I like it.
I don't know who got a 45-minute snooze, but he had one put in special on his clock.
Come on, roll like it so far.
8 o'clock, he would call in to let us know he running late.
Yes.
Now, in his mind, that'll give him 30 minutes,
Okay.
which means he gonna hit the road, the highway at 8:30. But he wait till 8 to make the phone call.
Right,
Now,
right,
he
right.
been up, but he wait.
Okay.
8:30 a.m., he in traffic.
Yeah.
He make his second call back in to us
Yeah.
and the boss to complain about how bad the traffic is.
Yes. Yes. Come on, Russell.
Which means he may not make it till 9 now. Which gives him another 30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Genius.
But they really don't ever expect him to 10:30. Now, since you don't have to be there until 10:30, Russell done took his ass and got some breakfast. This boy cold.
He's a genius, Russell.
Russell sitting down eating breakfast. Somewhere around 11:30, Russell has now arrived at work.
Okay.
Man.
He go immediately to the supervisor's desk to complain about how bad the traffic was.
Yes. Russell.
Then every time he at the desk, he always makes sure he slips this phrase in.
What?
Wow. Look at the time, man. I got to get to work. Like it just come to him.
Yeah.
He said fresh, too. Like, wow, man, look at the time. I got to get to work.
Yeah.
I got to get to work. Urgency.
Yeah.
Now, that's somewhere around 11:45. 11:45, he BS to 12, answering emails, personal emails mostly. He go to lunch at 12:30.
Wait a minute.
Lunch, 12:30.
I love Russell.
Russ, because we was in sales, Russ take a 2-hour lunch. He back at 2:30.
Yeah, right.
But then he makes sure he stopped back by the supervisor's office. But this time, just to show his face. And, you know, just some BS. Just BS conversation. How about them Cowboys?
I love it.
I know somebody broke like
Man, I feel so badly about the people in these hurricanes, man. Ain't that sad?
Yeah. Oh, he got conversation going, right?
Yeah. It's always current events, like he care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
All right, so now it's 3:30.
Right.
He gets back to his desk, and he at the desk, and he playing a game of Pong.
On his computer.
On his computer, right.
Pong. Because back then, that's all we had was Atari Pong.
Okay.
He back at his desk, and he playing Pong. He had a deck of cards, and he played a little solitaire.
Okay.
Which he always won. And he gonna strike a card down. 15 in a row. I don't want 15. Who hell wins 15 games of solitaire?
In a row.
Boy.
Who got that kind of time?
Then he do personal emails to about 4. Yeah, now it's time to clock out. Got to get the hell out of here. Now this next step of clocking out is very important. When he go to the clock, he makes sure that the clock time in says 8.
But of course.
So he go and clock out at 4.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you need all them hours.
Yeah, gotta have all
But
them.
I'm late ain't got nothing to do with how many hours of pay I'm
That's
making.
right.
So he had a little magnet and a screwdriver, and he could take the magnet and put it on the face of the clock and turn the hands, and the screwdriver blocked it from clicking back. Then as soon as it said 8, he slide a card in a chink and get him an 8 o'clock check in.
He's a genius.
That's a lot of work. That was a lot of work, man.
Look at his lazy behind.
4 to 5 times a month.
And that right there, you think that was hard? That's what Russ say. Put in another hard day.
Man, he come by and say, how
Next
about
day,
the
same
Cowboys?
thing, Steve. Same thing all over again. Next
No,
day.
he don't do 2 in a row.
Oh.
He spread them out. All this Friday.
Man, the traffic was bad getting in here, man. You can't believe.
Man, that hurricane is something, man. It's all current events.
This really happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he took all current events and made them affect him. Like right now, if he was at work, now I ain't gonna be able to make it in, man. I got some people just came in from Houston staying in my house.
What that got to do with you going to work, Russ?
This is a genius.
But he in Cleveland.
Oh my God.
That's perfect.
Wow. All right.
I love
Wow,
that
that was really
It was a great
good,
time,
Steve.
man.
Yeah,
That was Jay. Jay wrote that.
It started at 7 in the morning.
all day.
Coming up next, the one and only Steve Harvey is here. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones.
Hell
He's
yeah.
all
He
caught
gonna
up.
break it
He's all
down.
caught
He's
up.
caught up.
Yeah.
Got caught up, baby.
We'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go. First of all, let me set it up this way because producers on the Game of Thrones set are really getting serious right now. This is the last season next season, okay? And they don't think anyone on the entire Game of Thrones set can be trusted, okay? No one. They say not the cast, not the crew, no one. Not the locals where they shoot the show, no one. So production of the final season, as production of the final season approaches, they're saying let it be known that Game of Thrones will shoot many endings. They may shoot 3 endings. They may shoot 5 endings, maybe more than that because they don't want the endings to leak. They don't want it to get out, okay? You know, they want to uphold the Hollywood
I'm going to go
tradition.
down there.
He gonna tell them all, huh?
They want us to wait till the
Well,
very
all
end
of
to
them going to
find
have
out.
them dead people in it.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what, you want me to tell you what's going to happen on Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Anybody want to know?
I want to know.
Come on.
Okay, this is Steve's year-end review of Game of Thrones. We know that The Walking Dead is on the way for the big walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everybody done joined forces. Sissy,
Then came to her rabbit ass mind, and then finally joined with the white girl with the blonde hair with the dragon. You might as well sign up for this because them dragons jump on your ass. You in trouble anyway. Now, I don't know who going to sit up here and argue with this heifer with these 2 dragons. But she had 3. She had lost one because the Walking Dead, they got a spear that they found that can kill a dragon, and they stabbed him and he went down.
Oh, yeah.
And then they shot him up with a bunch of, and he fell in the water.
Dead juice.
But the dead people that drug his ass out.
I have a question. I have a serious question.
Go ahead.
So The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, these shows have combined to be one show?
Say the Night
the
Walkers.
White Walk-
Say the White Walkers.
The White Walkers, which is dead people that can walk.
Okay.
They look bad too. However they died, that's how they stay. They don't bring their ass back.
They don't get no better body
Be
than that.
bald headed, everything. Clothes burn up. So they done drug the dragon out the water. Now the head White Walker done went over there and touched him. Then the dragon's eyes done opened up.
No, the dragon coming back.
He coming back, but he got blue eyes now.
He's gonna be their dragon.
Oh
Yes, like the rest of the
So
White
he hell on
Walkers,
high
yeah.
water.
Oh.
So anyway, they done sat down and bought one of them dead people to Cersei, so she could see it. He ran right at her ass, and then the big mongoloid dude chain yoked his ass and tightened him up.
Oh, yeah.
So the dude with the patch of skin burned off his head.
That's the Hound.
The Hound. He's strong as hell. He done choke chained his ass and went over there and stabbed him with these special black rocks.
That's dragon ice, right?
So there's 3 dragons on the show.
3 dragons. They was all brothers.
The white
and
people
sisters.
got a dragon, and then the other people got 2
The
dragons.
White Walkers got 1 dragon.
The white.
They are white people.
The white people.
They are.
I'm trying to get an understanding because I don't know why.
I'm trying to help.
The white people have a dragon, and the other white people got 2 dragons.
When have you ever heard of a black person with
What a dragon.
Okay, so
I
now
got you. I'm following you.
All right.
Nobody black has a dragon.
never in the history of storytelling.
In the history of storytelling.
Hell,
There's never been a story. Once upon a time, there was a black man with a dragon.
Black with a damn dragon. A fire-breathing dragon. You know the hell we'll put them under if we had a damn dragon. So anyway.
Well, keep going.
So
Tell me
now,
what's going on.
okay, so now they done all got together for the big war is coming.
Yes.
They wasn't going to do it. I'm not going to side with her. I don't trust her. Well, she should have sicked them dragons on there.
Yeah, that's right.
But them dragons, when she flew in on that dragon, that tightened everybody's draws up. Everybody got a little tight when the dragon flew in. So now they're here and they talking. Now the little man done went over there and talked to his sister and talked out of it. So now they all on the same page. But now here come the White Walkers coming across the ice. Now they done got to the wall.
Oh, right.
Where
yes.
the
Night Watch.
Did Trump build this wall that's sitting there?
Yeah, but that's the one he wants.
He
though.
wants this wall.
He wants it the same height, and he wants it out of ice too. And he's trying to figure out how he can get Mexico to get an ice machine down there where they can build a wall like they got down there. Now here come the White Walkers cross the ice to the wall.
Okay.
It's the bigger wall, bigger than the wall in China, because that's the one Trump wants. Okay. He wants the same wall they got in the Game of Thrones. Ice and everything.
I got another question.
Now, wait a minute, now hold up. Now it's gonna be hard to get this ice down there in Mexico, Arizona, and Texas.
As hot as it is.
As hot as it is.
As hot as it is. But damn it, he's going to Congress to get enough money to get these ice machines down here.
And the wall.
And the wall. And he gonna bring in the Wildlanders to build the wall because the Mexicans said they not building a damn thing.
I got one more question. I got another question. Okay. Are there any black people on Game of Thrones?
Not now.
He died in one day.
They want the one that was on there. They killed him off.
They did.
Cause
They locked him up, didn't they? Put him in the tomb or something?
Yeah.
Tomb gone, whatever.
Who's gonna pay for for this wall? That was my question.
Well, now that's where we gonna have
Mexico is gonna pay for the wall.
Mexico ain't paying for the wall. That's why he gonna bring in the wildlanders to build the wall.
Wildlings, yeah.
He gonna bring them in, and they gonna faint because they wear them hot air clothes. So I don't know how they gonna build this wall down in Mexico with all that sheep fur and,
well, you broke it down.
gazelle thing. So now, what's gonna happen is the war is coming.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Now I predict that what's gonna happen.
Okay.
They're gonna bring that big blue-eyed, blue-fire breathing dragon past the wall. Then what they're gonna do is they're gonna come and attack the people, but the white lady with the blonde hair, the fine one.
Daenerys.
Fine white ladies on this show.
Daenerys Targaryen, yeah.
How the hell am I not watching this?
She ain't really fine, just
okay.
She's really fine, but
regular white.
She cuter than there's a lot of ugly people on this show. Game of Thrones, mostly ugly ass people on this show. So when the dragon see his mama, he gonna be tore up.
Oh, yeah.
And he gonna be finna kill his mama, and his mama gonna just look at him.
Yeah.
And put that mama stare on him, and the dragon gonna turn around and burn all their ass up. Except for him gonna turn around and kill all the White Walkers.
Spoiler alert, man.
Broke it down.
We'll be back at 20 after.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Kim and Kanye plan a labor party. I've never heard of this before, but they're going to plan one.
This Kanye.
Yeah, as you guys, yeah, thank you. That is the truth, I believe. Kim and Kanye are expecting their third child, this time via surrogate, because, Kim had so many problems with her pregnancy, so they didn't want to.
What does that mean exactly?
When they do have
Somebody
a pregnancy
has to
via,
see.
yeah, they pay a woman. There are women that call themselves surrogates. They carry the baby for you if you have a problem. You plant your seeds and the eggs in her
their
body.
DNA,
and,
so
and
Kim and Kanye's
she carries
egg and sperm, their DNA this is their baby, but Kim can't carry the baby
because she's had so
she
many
physically
problems
can't carry the
with
baby.
with her pregnancies. And so they have a surrogate. A lot of people in Hollywood do it too.
Really?
A lot of people in Hollywood do that.
We can adopt. I don't think I'm the only one wondering this too. Other people.
You think somebody?
Anyway, back to the labor.
You know what, Jay? You right about that.
back to the labor party. They're having a labor party, and they're apparently they're doing all they can to enjoy the experience. It's been reported that the couple is planning this party. Kim's previous pregnancies were very difficult. She couldn't have extra family in the room as she gave birth, while their close family won't be in the room as the surrogate goes into labor. Kim and Kanye plan to rent out guest rooms nearby to by the delivery suite so they can be a part of the process. Okay.
Ooh,
interesting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish them the best, so I'm just talking about something totally different right now because I like them.
Oh, I love them.
If you sign an agreement with a surrogate mother, and then something happened with the baby, like something wrong, you do what? How does that work? You have to take the baby. How does that work?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I can't.
something?
You mean you
What
still?
do you mean, Steve?
If the
something
baby
goes wrong.
Suppose they change their mind, they don't want it now.
You know, that
Kim
has
and
happened
Kanye?
a lot. That
you
has
mean
happened.
Kim and Kanye, or the surrogate decides that she doesn't want to give them the baby? But
both. But if what happens if Kim and Kanye decide they don't want a baby?
Well, don't they? When they
do the
sign
baby
the
have to
papers
go up for adoption? Like, because people who have children give their children away.
Yeah, that has
Right.
happened
all the time.
That definitely has happened.
It has happened, but they signed an agreement. And Kim and Kanye, this is their baby. This is their DNA. So the surrogate is carrying the baby. It's not the surrogate's baby to keep.
She's just
It's not an adoption.
That ain't what I'm asking.
You're asking if something's wrong with the baby, like a.
Okay, I didn't mean to say that.
Okay, well, that's
Not a birth defect or
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Let's just say they decide at the birth of the child they don't want the baby.
So you're saying should the
this has hap-
surrogate keep the baby, or you're just asking what happens? Period. Yeah, they have. I would think they would have to take it.
Go through this? Didn't Sherry Shepherd go
She went. Yeah, she went through something like that.
Anybody send us the information who knows
'cause I
how
don't
this
know.
works. Here's the question:
All right.
Kim and Kanye having
Why
a
are you
baby
asking that?
surrogate.
Right. They want.
So I want them to have the best because I like them. Okay, cool. This is not about them. This question from that statement is, if you have hired a woman to have a baby for you via surrogate, and the woman has the baby, if you decide you don't want the baby, what happens? Can the woman keep the baby? What do you do, or how does that work? I was just curious. That's all.
I don't. I mean, I understand your curiosity, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's just take a break because obviously y'all head about to bust.
Yeah, because I
Threw me into something for real.
I love mine. Can't even figure it out.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve. So today's talk show, your guests are going to be Michael Pena, actor Michael Pena, and Jeff Lewis and Jenny Poulos from Flipping Out on Broadway.
Hey, man, we've had some really, really good guests.
Yes, you have. This is your third week,
Yeah, your third week.
You're doing great.
Let me see. Diddy's on the show.
Yeah.
Diddy's going to be on the show?
Diddy? I don't watch the shows. I've had Diddy, Martin Lawrence, Cube,
Nene
Lee,
Charlie Sheen.
Chelsea
Charlie
Handler.
Sheen.
Jay Leno, man. That was
Jay Leno gave me
the mic.
Jay Leno gave me the microphone that sat on his desk for 22 years.
Oh, wow.
That was so cool.
And I have it on my desk. I put it on the desk. Ellen did a joke about the size of my desk on her show.
She did.
She sent me over as a gift a giant pencil holder and a giant stapler. But I'm talking about they look like umbrellas in a can with her crazy self. So I sent some male strippers over to her show. I mean, these boys was cut
all
up. They was male strippers, but all of them had thick mustaches. Yeah, a little something from me to you, girl. All right now.
I love how your set is. Everything has the shape of your head with your mustache. I love that everywhere on the
that's
elevators.
a pretty cool logo.
Yeah, I love that
cool
logo.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, and it looks like you.
It does.
Well, you know, they took so much from me from this last show. They just took my last name, my lips, my eyes, and no, we don't need none of that. We just need your big ass head and your mustache.
Your mustache. You're
We don't
good.
be drawing your ugly ass all over this building.
But it's everywhere, and you have a great staff too, Steve. You really have some good people working with you now.
What was that, Jimmy?
Let's see. And the guys in the writer's room, wow. Junior and Jay.
I mean, I just know that he didn't say nothing on staff. He didn't say nothing to us. You know what I like, Shirley?
What?
He come by every day and give us some love. Every day.
Yeah, he does.
That's
Every
good.
day.
That's good.
That ain't the type of love you think.
Oh, well, you know,
But it's
what it is.
love.
You know, it's man love.
But it keeps you guys happy, so you keep, writing
And they get a
funny
check,
stuff.
so what the hell we talking about? You want love and a check? Man, make up your mind. I'd rather have check from a company than love.
But it looks
Matter
like.
of fact, since I've been on the set, I haven't talked to a single soul at NBC.
What do you mean?
What you mean?
Ain't nobody been around there to see me say nothing to me since I've been on the show at NBC.
Wow.
You think it's the memo? You think it was because?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. They don't care nothing about that memo. They don't work for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean like some of the bigwigs, the higher ups
Oh,
over
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you meant your staff.
No, man, me and the staff cool. Just me and the
Yeah,
staff in
that's good.
Chicago was cool.
Yeah.
It was just one dude got mad because he didn't get the job to go to
Yeah, I
L.A.
remember
and
you
then he
saying
put it. The memo was a year old. Then he gonna send it in to Feeder up in Chicago, and he put it on APA, and then that was it. It's like I was this ogre.
But can I say we went there last week, and you brought a lot of people from Chicago.
Oh man,
Quite
the
a
ones
lot of-
that work.
Yeah. All right now.
Well, but
Just
see,
stuff
okay,
just got real.
okay, but hold up though. First of all, I did not hire a single person in Chicago, and I have not hired a single person for L.A. with the exception of J. Anthony Brown and Kill.
Okay.
Them the only two people I hired. The executive producer makes the hires.
Okay. I think this is a good time to go to break, guys. What do you think?
All right, go break then.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go. Our last break of the day.
Last break
Last
of
with-
the day.
Yes, with just one more thing.
Break of the day.
Jay, you have a special announcement.
Yes, I do.
Do we need fanfare? Hold up.
Well, we need some because you never got to do this on that other day.
You need a drum roll.
Never got a chance to say nothing on the other show. But I get to talk over here. I get to talk right over here. Well, Lord, I never got a chance to say nothing on the other show. Anyway, here's go. Here's the announcement.
Wait, one more time.
Never got the chance to say nothing on the other show, but I get to talk over here.
We never ever heard you say nothing over on the other show.
But I get to talk.
But you get to talk over here. You wanted to say something, but they always cut your mic off on the other show. But we allow you to talk over here.
Woo, that was good.
Yeah, I never got to say nothing on the other show, but I get to talk over here.
Bet not open your damn mouth over on the other show.
The other show.
But you get to talk.
But I get to talk over here. But I get to talk over here.
One more time.
Never got to talk on the other show. But I get to talk over here. Do I have time for my announcement now?
Yeah, you do.
That was great.
Because we'll sing your ass right out your segment over here.
All right.
I
The
think we need
announcement,
something,
I've been trying to put this together for a long time. It's a program that I'm working with Bowen Hill Shopping Center and the J Spot Comedy Club, still open. And it's a program called the Class Clown. What we're going to take is kids who want to be funny in school, who want to, and we're going to take them
Like
through the
you guys were in school.
Because
Okay.
teachers are constantly telling kids, nobody's going to pay you to be stupid. That's not what it's all about. We're going to teach them the programs about how to get into the funny business, how to write monologues, how to do writing, how to do stand-up. It's going to help them speak in public and stuff like that. So it's a 4-week program. It's going to start in November, and I'm very excited about it.
Oh,
It's
God,
called
great.
it's called the Class Clown.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great, Jay.
I think it deserves to say it one more time.
Writing monologue, that's good.
We're going to teach kids how to, do monologues, how to write jokes. We're going to show them the ins and outs of comedy, how to maybe write scripts at a young age. Because teachers are always telling you, stop acting silly. You're not
Right.
going to make any money from acting silly. Well, that's not true. You can make a
Every
lot of
damn
money
dollar I got.
from being silly.
That
So
cat
we're gonna get them at a young age.
That's great,
I'll
Jay.
break them down.
So how do they get
Jay.
involved in it, Jay?
We're gonna get the information. It's coming out next month with the Bowen Hill Shopping Center at J Spot. I'd like to thank Neil for helping me put this program together because I've always wanted to do it, and it's called a class clown. Because being a class clown, teachers will tell you,
Absolutely, Doc.
sit down, Brown. Nobody gonna pay you to be funny.
What you talking about now? Hush your mouth. Oh, you thought that was cute?
Yeah,
Thought that
you
was
thought
funny?
that was cute. Why don't you stand up and tell the whole class, and then I do 30 minutes, no problem.
Yeah.
You got a set.
What did Miss Blandon tell
Yeah.
you, Steve?
What was she telling you?
Sit down in the back acting a fool. You ain't going to ever make no money acting a fool.
Well,
Ta-da! My stupid ass is.
So I'm very excited about
She's
it.
the most
That's exciting,
discouraging woman.
Go to my website, jspycomedy.com. Check out about it. And I never got to say that on the other show, but I got to say it
Over here.
Man.
Never got to say it on the other show, but you get to say it over here. Better not open up your mouth on the other show, but you get to say it over here.
Is he speaking? Louder, louder.
I never got to say it on the other show. Never got to say it on the other show.
No.
Never got to say it on the other show.
Bet
But
not.
I get to say it over here. I get to say it over here. Never got to say it
On
on
the
the
other show. Never got to say it on the other show.
I never got to say it on the other show.
But you get to say it over here.
sing it, Steve.
Never got to say it on the other show.
Never got to say it on the other show.
do a breakdown for me. Do a talk breakdown. I want a talk breakdown.
I said, never. I never ever got a chance to open up my mouth on that other damn show. I had rules. Only one could talk was him. Why would you shut the only person that had a damn sense of humor? But you didn't want him to talk because you thought you'd lose your shine. But you ain't shined in so long. You done lost your damn mind. Take it away, Jay.
Yeah, never got to say it on the other show.
No.
Never got to say it on the other show. Never got to say it on the other show.
But I'm saying it over here. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the baddest morning show in the world. It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great weekend.
Tuesday, brother. Tuesday,
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old, unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharvey.com. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.